Hey Tim, how's it going, man?
How's it, man?
Not too bad. Gosh, it's been a while. When was I here last?
4 years ago, I think. 4 years ago, we made the trip down here from Auckland, and yeah, that's probably the last time that we crossed paths. Yeah.
Originally, I was a customer of Tim's. The roll cage that's in my Laurel was built by Tim, and haven't had to use it properly yet. So you know, Tim is all about fabrication. Well, and also LVV as well.
Yeah, just became a certifier late last year. So we can't certify our own work.
No.
But the process involved with becoming a certifier, I learned a lot more about the ins and outs of the streetcar side of it.
Yeah.
So at least when we do take on a build like that now.
Now you know.
Now that we're fluent with everything, we can kind of discuss with the customer what's the intended use of the car now and in the future.
And you've got that knowledge to look at, say, hey, I can see where you're going with this and what you want to do.
Yeah.
I know what you need to do.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's go check out just some of the handiwork. Shall we go over and check out the Honda first?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, tell me about this Integra. This has two purposes, really, doesn't it? Wow.
Yeah, well, he wants to do Honda Cup, but like most of us, you know, if you can retain the opportunity to drive it on the street, then why would you not? Why would you not?
Now, obviously, in New Zealand, when cages are being done, you have to be certified welder.
Yep.
Well, it makes things a lot easier if you are a certified welder.
Yeah, definitely. It does say that you have to be.
Yeah.
There's kind of a little bit of allowance in the Motorsport New Zealand rules, unlike the street rules, where like some of the basic things are that the side intrusions can't be above half the height of the door opening.
So that's it's where the striker is pretty much, eh? Oh, I guess that even changes though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then especially in a car with a curved roof like this, you can't curve a bar like that. It's all about one bend, you know, so our door openings already come down 30 mils. So that's the total height of the door opening now. We can't come above half.
Okay.
Obviously, they want you to get out if you crash quickly.
Now
but in saying that, there's allowances around all of those. You can put forward alternative design and get it pre-approved.
Okay, so when you're going and talking to a certifier, that's what you're trying to figure out at the start, isn't it?
Yeah, well, two different areas. That's the biggest common misconception is people say, I've got a roll cage and I want to cert my car, but you certifying's for NZTA, like the governing body for all the automotive stuff in New Zealand. You cannot certify a harness or a roll cage. You have to get exempted from that, and the only people that can exempt you is Motorsport New Zealand.
Right.
So Motorsport New Zealand signs off the cage, the harnesses, things like that, and then
you've got to have a motorsport driver's license.
Motorsport driver's license, car club, authority card, which expires every 12 months. So to certify this car, he will need current authority card. You'll notice it if you're doing roll cages, because it means you've got to drop more money on more tooling for the bigger size pipe. And then when you're back on the notcher over there, you've got to constantly swap out between two different size hole saws for the different diameter bars that you're notching to. So it's a little bit of a headache for us, but...
So the main hoop is what?
1 3/4, and then the other ones are all 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
So it's... For some reason, although everything's metric in New Zealand, it's sold as 44.5 and 38.1, which is 1.5 inches and 1 3/4. The wall thickness is pretty much the same.
Yeah, you can kind of see. Come on, focus. Cameras never like focusing.
2.6 mil on the wall.
6 mil.
And one thing that is unique in New Zealand is that you can see on here that it's actually welded pipe. It's cold rolled and then it's welded. Yeah. Whereas overseas, a lot of people, they refer to as CDS, which is cold drawn seamless, which is actually pressed through a die, like extruded tube.
Yeah. So there's no seam to it whatsoever.
So there's no seam to it. So New Zealand's quite unique that we can use this tube to do that, and it's actually manufactured in Hamilton, just down the road.
For real?
Yeah, yeah. From the raw material. Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah.
It looks good. I actually prefer seeing roll cages when they're just like in steel.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when they get painted, it's sort of like you don't see the work that went into it and all the welds. I mean, this is just tacked together at the moment. But.
Yeah. We've had a couple of people that have just clear coated them and just left them. They're like, oh man, this looks so good. I'm just going to keep it clear like that.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to.
especially once you have welded it and you get the heat traces and stuff from the weld, you know. As long as you get it before it rusts, then it looks pretty cool if you can keep it clear.
Oh, totally. It looks clean. It looks like you actually care about it.
The coolest thing for us is that when we do a roll cage, is that the car comes in, it's just a car, but it leaves, it's a race car.
Yeah.
And over the week, you see that transformation, and it does. You just step back and it's like, well, this guy owns a race car now.
Now, hey, show me your car. I know it's been sitting for a while.
Yeah,
But do you want to show it to me?
Yeah, no, for sure. I purchased this one as a running race car, but it was built in '97. So it had the smaller size hoop here. And it just lacked bars in general. There was nothing in the main hoop. The harnesses were coming to the rear, which they also changed that rule a few years ago. So this will have a harness bar here, and it has to be in the main hoop now. You can't run your harnesses all the way back like you used to, because if you get a rear impact, it closes up and your harnesses come loose, which is what actually happened. And these guys got injured. Yeah.
No bueno.
So basically,
you've got seat rails welded in as well.
Yeah, this car's 23 years ago pulled into a race car, like I said, so it's had a few hands in the floor pan over the years. The boys here are hassling me, cut that floor pan out, Tim, cut it out, but I just need to draw the line somewhere, you know.
You've been so busy, you've been helping out with Darren Kelly.
Yeah, we help out a couple of the drift guys.
It's time consuming.
It's all time consuming, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one here is...
Yeah, what's the dream? What's the dream?
Well, this cage is, I want it to be safe.
A fun track day?
More closed public roads.
Yep.
Closed public roads, yeah, hill climbs.
Oh, yes.
So tarmac at the moment, but I'm definitely heading towards gravel once I get the cage finished and I feel a bit safer in there.
You're a brave man.
Oh.
Gravel scares me, man.
Yeah, you're going slower though on gravel. I think it's all relative, isn't it? There's less traction, but you're going slower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Once over here, we've actually done a lot of custom work on this. It's got an LS1, the stainless drop tank, mini tubs, boot floor.
I was going to say that axle is actually quite narrow.
Yeah,
I did actually notice it.
We didn't shorten the diff, but we've installed it. We've installed the coilover suspension. Because obviously with the mini tub, we've lost the spring perch and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is, it's one of those projects that just one thing leads to another. You know, we all have this idea in our minds at first that I'm just going to do this to my car. Yeah. But then it soon becomes apparent that you can't just put an LS in it. You need a diff to support that.
Well, you need diff, you need fuel, you need then restraints.
And he wants 265 tyres on the back with his big Simmons that he's had made. So it's all, you know, it's got to fit in there somehow.
Gosh, how many LSs do you think you've played with now?
Oh, not many.
No?
Not many LSs, nah. Seems to be all RBs and stuff.
Yeah, what do you reckon is the most common engine that you've had to work with?
I think for Kiwis it's got to be RBs, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, and I think that's probably tapering off now. People are starting to fiddle with more modern stuff. Me personally, 4AGE, obviously. Yeah. For the last 20 years, I've owned a 4H car of different tune.
I've come and seen you at a time when all the really impressive vehicles are not here.
Well, the thing is,
I will be back in a month's time though.
Yeah, well, the thing is when the cars are finished, they leave.
There's no point for it to stick around.
No, and we used to get into an engine conversion where we would then wire it and kind of get it running, but I think that was more feasible to do that back when factory ECUs were simpler and you could do that. Yeah. But I think the level of stuff that we're building now, you know, we're basically working with a dummy motor, and then while they're getting their proper motor built, and then it goes away wiring, tuning, it's, you know.
Your focus is on the fabrication.
On the fabrication mainly,
and making that
stuff
to spec to what is required for it as well. Yeah. If I come back in 4 weeks' time, what do you think I'm going to see?
My arm not in a splint, and
I'm putting you on the spot here, man. I'm putting you on the spot.
My roll cage finished. Yeah. I think we can handle that. Yeah.
I'll bring my.
This won't be here.
I'll bring you my car as well.
Yeah.
And what is it? Let's say is it 7 years later?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Tell me what
Yeah.
you think about where it's at now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I've done a lot of damage to that car since. Gosh, that was so long ago.
Yeah, it's gone up in value a bit since then, as all the...
Yeah, who would have thought a Laurel would be worth money?
Yeah. Nah, there's a lot of cars like that, Altezas and stuff are going to start to go through the roof. I mean, you look at all the 90s Japanese cars now, you'd be like, if you don't, it's like a house. If you don't already own one, you're probably not going to.
Yeah.
Because the value's going up quicker than you can save.
Man. All right, guys, so this is Tim. Thank you very much, Tim.
Awesome, cheers, mate.
I will be back here in 4 weeks' time. I'm going to catch up, see where he's at, and have a laugh at what my car looks like now. It's been a long time. Thanks.